Hey, what's going on? Shifty back with another video, and today is February 27th, 2025, and DC fans had a couple of instances of bad news this morning. First, we found out that Gene Hackman had passed away, along with his wife. Things seem suspicious at the moment, but we'll have to find out what the causes were here in the coming days. Also, this morning, we found out that Todd McFarlane only has 1 year left with the DC license, as it's going to be going back to Mattel in 2026. It wasn't a huge fan of Mattel's figures, DC figures, when they had them previously, before McFarlane scored them back in 2019. But, if they're on the level of the WWE Ultimate figures or the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, maybe they can put out some good stuff. But hopefully Todd can put out some bangers in the next year, and it'll be exciting to see what he does. I hate to see him lose the license, but it is what it is. It is what it is. DC probably wanted to go back to what's arguably the biggest toy manufacturer on the planet. So they're back at Mattel. So it is what it is. This is back when they were doing DC Direct figures. This is back from 2004. It's my eBay pickup for the week. A couple weeks back, I picked up the DC Direct Batman Dark Knight Returns version of Superman. This is way more articulated than that one. And it comes with a flight stand. You see right there. It pops into the back of his on the back of his back, and hangs down and is secured in a base that has rubble, and you can have him in a flight pose. The main issue with this is, much like McFarlane, who did a Hush version of Superman, he made two of that one. He made a evil controlled Superman and a regular version. The main issue is not all artists' renditions of a character translate well to figure form, from going from page to plastic. And this one, unfortunately, this is Jim Lee, and his facial features and designs just don't show up well, in figure form. His eyes get lost underneath those eyebrows and the shadows going on. He has supposedly, it's so bad, I can barely make them out when I'm really looking close at it. He's supposed to have those red, evil, controlled eyes, and you can't make him out. Overall, it's an okay figure. I got him for cheap, and I got him just basically for the same price as a regular multiverse pickup. But I'm trying to start collecting these older figures when I can get them at a fair price. If I can get them at a fair price, a lot of them are up there, but they have a lot of figures that are really closely patterned after the art style of the characters from the books that they're adapting. There's Alex Ross figures that look incredible, and they have a really older style version of Superman from New Frontier who looks great. But some of those are out of my price range right now, and I'll have to really scour eBay trying to find some deals on them. But this is just the second in my DC Direct collection, and hopefully it grows over the coming months and years. And this is my first pickup from Gamestop this week. I had this reserved, and it came in earlier than expected. I've been picking up some Wolverine figures here in the last, 8 months. I've got 5 different versions of Wolverine, and Marvel Legends has put out a lot of versions of him without a mask, and this is one of the better head sculpts and I can swap them out on different bodies if I want to of my other figures. But this is a version of Wolverine that I'm not really connected to. This is the ultimate version of Wolverine, not the 616 traditional Wolverine. Uh, don't really know much about him, but I thought, the outfit's cool, the head sculpt's cool. And of course, when I went to pick them up, they had a stack of them. So I got one with some decent looking claws on them. The main problem with Wolverine figures is, at least the older ones, they had a bad habit of shipping with bent claws. They've improved over time, but there was still a couple that I saw that had the middle claw just uh, pushed over to the side. You can always fix them up with some hot water, and then dunking them in cold water, or get you a hair dryer out and straighten those bad boys up. But pretty nice Wolverine. Not the best, but another decent Logan added to the collection. Now this figure here, though, this was my other uh, reservation, and I was the only person to reserve it at my store. This might be my favorite McFarlane figure ever. This is the best looking Superman they've ever put out. He's not my Superman. This is before my time. I watched this though. This is the Superman from the 1940s Max Fleischer cartoons. A really great cartoon serial. If you haven't seen it, just tremendous animation. Just so fluid, so colorful. Great cartoons, and 1940s. They were right after the comic books came out, so they really jumped the gun and got on it to get those cartoons out, especially for the all the people that needed some entertainment there as World War II was looming in the early 40s. Um, but yeah, this is just the perfect Superman, I think. Just in from a body buck standpoint, this is using the body from the DC Essential uh, Crisis on Infinite Earths Earth 2 Superman, which was an exclusive to McFarlane's store. They didn't put out a lot of them, and they're really hard to come by right now on eBay. And you had to pay like upwards of $50 for them. But it's using that same body, and that is a fantastic head. This is an all new head sculpt. Um, One or two issues I have with this figure is the eyes. Now, it's not really an issue because these are accurate eye slits for the cartoon, because that's what he looks like in the cartoon. He just has slits for eyes, but there he looks sleepy, man. He looks like he's got his eyes closed. And there's a guy I follow on YouTube. He's actually a Mexican luchador by the name of Bone, and I think his channel is Bone and the Necro Collective, I think. And he reviews DC figures, and he does kit bashes and repaints, and just does custom work on the stuff he doesn't like about his McFarlane collection. But he puts out a lot of good videos, and he in his review for this one, he added some better looking eyes on here. I would do the same thing if my hands weren't so shaky at times and I had better eyesight, but I'm not going to try to do that. I'd probably mess it up. But yeah, he really improved those eyes, and hopefully, if McFarlane has any sense and he starts whipping out figure after figure in the final year he has the DC license, he'll make a more modern, or at least 50s version of Superman with more traditional colors, traditional emblem, and use the same head sculpt, and broader, more opened up eyes on the figure. Maybe give him a little bit more of a tan. But this is the perfect Superman to do some other versions of. I absolutely love it. My other complaint, and this is this is a legit complaint there, and it is kind of hard to see on camera. Uh, but you can tell if you look at some eBay pictures and zoom in. There's a ridge on the skin portion of the neckline. I think it's because they put the skin color on top of the uh, chest instead of going under, and there what's left is a little ridge, a little I don't know. It's weird. It's like a little ridge around, and I mean they could have masked it by painting it yellow or blue, or like yellow to have little yellow string to connect the tips of the cape, which he didn't have. So you could just paint it blue. They could have done that, but if you're right up on it, you can see it. But if you have it on a shelf displayed, it's not a big deal. It does knock it down a couple of pegs for me because I mean I was like, whoa, what is that? And it's weird. It is very weird. Um, but yeah, 9.5 out of 10 figure. This is a great, great figure. It's already going for around $45 on eBay. I don't know if this is going to be well stocked in all stores. Like I said, this was the only one that showed up at my GameStop because I reserved it, and I don't know if you're going to find this at Walmart because it's an older version of Superman. I don't know how well he'd sell because that's I don't think most people would be like, oh, that's not the S I connect with for the logo, so they might pass on it. So if you see this, you might want to pick it up. It may be worth a bit later on. Great figure though, great figure. Also a great figure in terms of sculpting is this Silver Age Joker. There are some problems with it. Um, I I was kind of hesitant in buying this because uh, I got this now. I kind of need to get some other Silver Age figures because this one it won't pose well with the other more modern looking characters of the multiverse line. Um, there is a penguin, a Silver Age penguin that I can find for uh, it's a collector's version of a figure from the multiverse line. So that's $30, and I can find that on a website right now, so I can get him. And there's a Silver Age version of Batman that comes with his trusty dog. I don't know what the name of the dog is. I can't remember, but yeah, they have him out there, and there's a really great awesome Dick Grayson version of Robin, Silver Age. But that thing, it was another figure that was exclusive to um, the McFarlane store, and it's running about $100 on eBay now, so that's way out of my price range. But I really dug this Joker here, so I picked him up. But there's some complaints. First off, the colors are a little bit muted, but that's understandable because it fits the late 60s, early 70s color tone of, the character they're representing here. But he's supposed to have, and it shows it on the back of the package. This version of Joker is so well known for having pinstripe pants, and he doesn't. He doesn't have them. Now there is a Three Jokers line Joker. They have the clown, the criminal, and uh, the clown, the criminal, and there's another one. There's three Jokers, but the clown comes with uh, slightly lighter color, purple, kind of pinkish pants with pinstripes, and I can get him cheap from one of my websites. And I'm thinking about doing a boil and pop swap for everything below the waist. It's the legs and the feet are slightly larger So I don't know if it'll be a perfect fit, but I'm hoping. And if I chicken out, I'll still have a pretty nice looking Joker because that figure is pretty nice looking. It has a great head sculpt, but the only issue with that one is it has a bright hot pink jacket, which I don't know what they were trying to do there, but I guess that's what he's wearing in the comics. But it's ugly. But uh, yeah, that's the only thing that puts that figure off. Otherwise, it's a great looking figure. But hopefully I can get the pinstripes on there. And the only thing I'm concerned with is I think the pants, the new pants with the pinstripes, has a sort of a gloss. I may have to get a some clear coat and put a glossy finish on the jacket there to make it match. But still, regardless, that is a great figure, especially for the price. It's like $22. Um, if you like the old school Batman stuff, that's a definite pickup. These two, I was debating on them because, and I may take this back. I don't know. The promotional figure for this, or images on the websites that I was looking at. Uh, on there, his shoulders looked way too broad, and they do look kind of broad in person, but it looks a lot better in person than it did in promotional material. But this is true to the Batman Begins suit because you can barely make out the emblem. But Begins is my favorite of the Nolan trilogy. Not a huge fan of the trilogy, but still, pretty decent figure. I got him because it's one of those things where if you see it and you got the money, you need to get it because you can always take it back or sell it. And this is one of those occasions. For both this and the next Batman I'm about to show, the main issue is both those suits in Batman 89 and Batman Begins. The neck was connected to the cowl and to the head, and it was broad and it was one piece. And both of these have head articulation. So, yeah, that really sets it off a bit. This one does a better job of hiding it because it has a broad neck. Uh, and I think they straight up took the head off the Batman Dark Knight version of Bale's figure from that other one they did for that film, and they just straight up put the head on this one, which is okay. I mean, it's a great sculpt. I need to get that figure. I missed out on it a couple years ago. Need to get it. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, it's what it is. What it is with this one. It looks okay. It looks all right. Not nice packaging there with the movie poster on the back. Yeah, I mean he would look cool in a display. Uh, there's some other Batman figures out there. There's Clooney and what's his name? Val Kilmer. I don't know if I'm going to pick them up. So that's kind of the reason I'm kind of iffy on this because Batman 89, Michael Keaton, he's the only one that I really like. So, yeah, this is a figure I've been wanting to get. He originally came out with the Batmobile, but I that was back before I was collecting toys a few years back. So I missed out on that. I missed out on the newer suit that came out with the Flash. Still haven't seen that film, but they just announced this a couple weeks back, and he comes with these poles. Yeah, he holds each one of these poles, and you can slip it into the tip of the cape and make the bat glider out of the cape, which was from like Batman Returns. So that's nice. But like I said, the slender neck. Yeah, this is even worse on this figure because his 1989 and 92 suit were so iconic because it was like all one piece. Now I'm sure you can get some modeling clay and wrap around there if you wanted to mod it out and sculpt it down and paint it. If I do track down that Batmobile and I have that extra Keaton figure, I will try to do that. Or I may pick one of these up if I can find one. If they have them at Walmart. I don't know if they're even going to have them at Walmart. They got a bunch of these up at GameStop, but they may do a mass market deal and they may wind up at Walmart and they may overstock them and they may wind up on cleaners. So I may be able to mod one out. But this is a nice figure, and it's going to look nice next to my Christopher Reeve on the shelf. But yeah, that's what I picked up this week. I will check you out later, and have a nice one.